Hi, and welcome to Book Impressions. In this episode, I will give you my impression of the book, The Cabin by Jasinda Wilder. And it has 418 pages in this book. It's in English. It was published on October 22nd of 2020. So let's look at our cover. I can see the cabin. So it's obviously about this cabin. There's obviously a couple in this story. I don't know if I like this picture because it kind of looks old and shabby. Unless there's something about old and shabby that is in the story. I don't mind this font or the color yellow. I don't particularly like it when authors stack their author name along with the title all together. To me, it makes me think it's smooshed together. I feel like this piece should have been put down in here. And then the cabin should have been put somewhere down near the roof of the cabin. That's how I think it should have looked. I don't know if it pops off of the shelf of Amazon. Maybe the yellow in the cabin does it. I don't know, but it just isn't quite the cover I think this book probably should have, but then I haven't read the blurb yet. So let's read the blurb. It says, 1 year ago I buried my husband. 1 year ago I held his hand and he said goodbye. Now I spend most of my days lost somewhere between trying to remember every smallest detail about our lives and trying to forget it all. I fill my hours with work until I'm too exhausted to remember him, to feel anything at all. 1 year, 365 days, and then one knock at my door changes everything. A letter from him, a last request, a secret will. My dearest Nadia, trust me, my love. The last time, trust me. Sometimes the epilogue to one story is the beginning of another. It kind of reminds me of P.S. I Love You, that movie. Kind of because he left her a letter. So I wonder if it follows that same path. But anyway, it sounds like an interesting book nonetheless. Right now, in March of 2022, Kindle price is $2.99. There's a paperback for $15.99, and they have a hardcover for $24.99. I don't know if there's an audiobook because Amazon's not all that great about telling you this. You can probably go over to acx.com and find out. Okay, let's look and see. Well, from what I can see about the ratings, a lot of people have read it. It has 1,226 ratings as of March of 2022, so that's a lot of reviews. Let's see what the stars are telling us. Well, it's got 4.5 out of 5 stars totally. 5 stars is 70%, so a lot of people like this book. 4 stars is 19%, 3 stars 8%, 2 stars 2%, and 1 star 2%. I always say when you're looking at the 5 and 4 stars, you could almost put that total together because sometimes when you read 4 stars, some of them sound like 5 stars. So if we were to do that, we'd have 89%. So let's look at some of the headlines and the 5 stars. See why people thought this was the greatest book, and that's why they gave it 5 stars. Okay, it says, I absolutely love this. Absolutely breathless. Beautiful. Matchmaking from heaven. This story wrecked me. Interesting. Because it wrecked her. Wonder why. A look at a powerful love and grieving. The pain of sorrow plus the joy of redemption equals the perfect story. Emotional. Adrian, Nadia, and Nadia and Nathan deserve 10 stars. Sighs contentedly. Okay. Sounds like a story about love and grief and finding love again is what it sounds like. Let's look at 4 stars. and see if what I'm saying is true about some of them might be 5 stars, but let's look. Okay, it says, like it, almost loved it, so something must have been going on, but I can see kind of right here, it says, I'm getting a sense that it would be another version of P.S. I Love You, so you can see even they saw what I saw from the blurb. Well, they were reading the book. Okay, Hope for New Beginnings. Still sobbing. Yeah, it's a book probably dealing with grief, so if you're dealing with grief yourself, you may not want to read this book right now. But if you like them emotional tearjerker stories, this will probably be the book for you. It says 4.5 emotional stars. So you can see this person was weighing toward the 5. It says, wow, what a roller coaster ride. Poignant love story. Bring your tissues, because this book has the crying effect. 3.4 ratings for me. Unexpected. Love first half, disconnected at second. So something in the second half they disconnected. This one says okay. Let's look at our 3 stars. 3 stars are people who like something, but they don't like something. It just says Jasinda, which is the author. Decent story, but too wordy and unrealistic. Well, I always laugh when I see the word unrealistic because people have to remember this is fiction. It's not real, so it's going to be unrealistic. But the situation of wordy, some people don't like over wordy. Some people just want to get to the story. I'm kind of like one of those readers myself. I don't like a bunch of wordiness. Get to it. It's a really great story, but details were off. Yeah, that's always a problem when you don't get your details. I wonder if this is a self-published book, because a lot of times in traditional publishing, they hire people to look for that. I really wanted to fall in love with this. Second chance love, and needs a good proofread, which also makes me think it may not be traditionally published. Wanted to love, but nice concept, but very predictable and dishonest. Good. Okay. Now 2 stars are people that usually don't like your book. It's a hard sell. If you were doing a series, they might continue, but very rare. It says wrong genre for me. That's about right. Those 2 and 1 stars are usually people who don't read in this genre. No connection to characters, so you can tell already. They couldn't connect with any of these characters, so you can tell they're probably in the wrong genre. Let's look at 1 star. It says 1 star. This one says porn. Must be a lot of sex in the book. Some people don't like that. Who wrote this? Okay. Too much porn. What a load of dribble. Far-fetched dribble. Couldn't finish it. Okay. So you can already see where this was not their genre. It's very obvious. When I read a book and you see 1 star and you start reading the reviews, you can tell the people who usually give a book 1 star, it's just not their genre. It's not that the book is no good. It's just that it's not a genre they read in. That's why I always say when you're reading reviews, the best reviews to read are 5, 4, and 3 stars. They tell you the really composite of that book. 2 and 1 stars, like I say, it's usually people who don't read this genre. And if you read those reviews, a lot of times you can get tricked by them. You can miss out on a good book. Like I said, read the 3, 4s, and 5s, and chances are you're going to know more about the book than any star review you can read. Anyway, let's look at Jasinda Wilder's autobiography. And let's see if she's got a lot more books. Okay, this must be Jasinda Wilder here. She looks like she has a bunch of books. She has a blog, so you can come over and read her blog. Like she writes in it maybe once a month or once every 2 months. She looks like she has a bunch of books from what I'm seeing. So she has a lot of series. You like to read a book series. There's 8 pages here, so she's probably got several hundred books, actually. Let's read her autobiography. It says, about Jasinda Wilder, New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, and international best-selling author, Jasinda Wilder. is a Michigan native with a penchant for titillating tales about sexy men and strong women. Her best-selling titles include Alpha, Stripped, Wounded, and the #1 Amazon and international bestseller, Falling Into You. You can find her on her farm in northern Michigan with her husband, author Jack Wilder, so her husband's an author, her 6 children, okay, she's got a lot of kids, a menagerie of animals. Well, I guess if you're on a farm. And she's got a lot of places where you can look for her. She has a website at JasindaWilder.com. She has an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook. She has a Facebook readers group, and she's giving you her Goodreads area. So there's a lot of places you can connect with her. Her books, like she has some free books. Here's a free book called Bad Luck, but it's a series. She also has some 99 cents, but most of her books run about $5.99. But you can come over and maybe look for some of her, cheaper books. She's got The Cabin right now going for $2.99, so you get a chance if you go over here to read that one. You can decide whether you like her writing and whether it's worth investing in reading maybe one of her series. Because she looks like she's got many series going there. Like she's an author that loves to write. She obviously has a lot of stories to tell. Many writers can't come up with more than 100 books at that. So the fact that she's probably got more than that tells you that she's a person who has a very creative mind. Let's see here. Okay, publisher, Jasinda Wilder, so I have to assume she is self-published. Okay, what I will do is I will put this book down in the description below if you want to click on it and come over here and look at it. And if you like content like this and want to hear more about books, I hope you'll think about subscribing to this channel. So until next time, this is Book Impressions, signing off.